Welcome everybody, Daryl Marie's with me. We're going to talk about Tuesday at the Vaal racecourse. Have a look at what the story is. The first is over the 1600 metres. It is the straight course, of course, and it runs at about 25 to 1. Betway's morning market in terms of the opener looks like this, and I'll just quickly give you an idea as to what they were thinking. The favourite number 11, Olympian Gold, is priced up at 22 to 10. 6 Beach Walker is at 28 to 10, the second favourite, joined to the 4 Frere Jacques, who knows actually 33 to 10 Frere Jacques. And number 7 Trip to Peace is trading at about 7 to 1, 12 to 1, and better about the balance. Daryl's back. How's it going?
Morning, Clyde.
Daryl, remember Frere Jacques? The riddle.
How does that help us?
No, but I was saying, do you remember it as a child? Didn't you learn that as a child all the time?
Well, there's no time to oversleep.
How did it go? Just remind me how it went.
I'm not very good
I think it went Frere. How did it go? Frere Jacques, Frere Jacques, dormez-vous. Do you remember?
Beautiful.
Dormez-vous, samile motina, ding, dang, dong. Something like, you are sleeping. The bells
there's
are
no time
ringing.
to oversleep, Clyde.
No time to sleep. You don't know it. Where were you when you were growing up, for goodness
It's a
sake?
racecourse.
Racecourse.
Clyde.
All right, so Olympian Gold. We've got a rerun. I'm going to talk to Daryl in a minute. He's got this horse pulled out for us, Olympian Gold. Talk us through it, Daryl. Let's take a look at what happened in its last start, that is. It's currently 22 to 10, but Daryl does like it. Tell us why.
Well, Clyde, he actually set up third on this occasion. It was his second run, very green around the bend. Admittedly, they did go very quick up front, and it suited horses coming from behind. But look at the work he's doing very late on that occasion. The winner only had one start, so he could be above average himself. And if this horse just progresses again from run 2 to run 3, I think he's going to go very close to winning. I like the fact that he's up the Vaal straight, Clyde.
False rails, straight course.
Straight course.
Configuration is what? Do we know?
It's set at 0. And
okay.
I think there's a spur of 13 meters. But Clyde, you can see he took some time to unwind over there. That was on the inside track. He's got the whole long Vaal straight now to unwind. And I think he's the right horse.
And St. John's been having winners, eh?
Yes. Just looking at Frere Jacques, one kept an eye on him after his debut effort because he finished well on that occasion. He was off the track for quite some time. Last time out, it was a fair effort, Clyde. He could strip fit. I've seen they've made a few headgear changes and the tongue tie goes on. But if you like his chances, Clyde, look at number 6, Beach Walker, who finished a good few lengths ahead of him. He improved off the rest, and prior to that, it was very uninspiring form. So the jury's out with regards to Palace Attack's form line. 2 horses that could improve are number 7, Trip to Peace, and number 9, Downtown Cody, who steps up in trip. But from what I saw, I'm happy with the improvement from Olympian Gold, and I think he'll be met much better up along straight. So, yeah, I'm hoping he can run into the top 2, Clyde.
Okay, well, we're going to start with Olympian Gold on the day. Bipod Banker 11 by Banker 1 with those runners at 48 Rand. Second race, let's get going. It's a maiden handicap and it's over 1,200 metres. It should run about 10 past 1. There's an odds on in here, 1 to 3, number 1, Carnivan, their favourites. Craig Zaki's riding this for the Paul Matchett stable. Looks pretty hard to beat in this lineup. Balance of the runners haven't really shown anything, to be honest, to warrant any sort of consideration. I don't think. Daryl will give us his view on it in a moment. Carnivan's been in the company of horses like Mr. Wilson, who's fairly decent, Esteemed, Jan van Goyen, Big Joe. They're all good horses, and he's found the right field. I just don't know what happened in his last start in Durban, Daryl.
I thought he was a little bit flat-footed on that poly track. He never seemed to be travelling like a winner, Clyde. So he's way better than that effort. You can see on that run behind Big Joe, it's been franked with Palace Attack winning from there. Just perhaps Trips to Peace in the first race has boosted it by now. But, it's never easy giving weight all round. But now's his opportunity to exit the maiden ranks. I think he's found the right field. I'm not happy with his opposition, so I've chosen to banker him in my place accumulator and bar pot. I'll be very disappointed if he doesn't finish in the top two. I expect him to win at restricted odds. I'm not going to be telling the viewers to go out and have a punt on him because it is a maiden handicap. But yes, very, very hard to beat. I can't actually find a danger, to be quite frank, Clyde. Maybe number 6, Storm Burst, can show some improvement. I'm not too sure, Clyde.
Yeah, even a horse like, I would have thought a horse like Captain Frank, because on that breeding, it's a by one world out of a Frankel mare. You got to wonder.
Yeah.
I mean, I can understand why they paid what they paid for him on that breeding. You'd pay the same, but he hasn't nothing.
No, unfortunately, he doesn't know his mom and daddy. So
yeah, he doesn't.
He's been very disappointing today.
All right, we're on the odds on. That should win. Really, it should win. Banker 1 in the place accumulator by 1, 3, 4, 7, by 2, 5, 6, by 2 and 6, by 4 and 8, by 2 and 3, by 1, 8, 9 and 11. It cost 384 Rand. Empress Wu is the favourite 12 to 10, but we're not sure if Empress Wu is going to run. Ran on the weekend unplaced. So that was just on Saturday. Not sure if Empress Wu will be taking its place on Tuesday, but currently the 12 to 10 favourite. When we were doing the show, Daryl and myself, Monday morning. 3 Concordia is the second choice, priced up at 5 to 2. 2 Cyber Spirit is 5 to 1, and 6 Smart Star is priced up at 5 to 1. It is 10 to 1 and better about the balance. I guess in your analysis, you would assume Empress Wu is taking part.
Yeah, I'm going to be including her because if she does come out, I'll potentially double up with Concordia. Not only did she finish in place, Clyde, she finished well behind. Beaten Ted Odlets by Bunyan. Reportedly not striding out on that occasion.
Yes.
A few days later, I've got my doubts whether she stands her ground, but stranger things have happened. Even if she does, I give her a chance, but like the previous race, Clyde, this is a maiden handicap, and she's giving weight all round. Concordia, this filly has proven nothing but expensive. She has her chances, she runs thereabouts, she runs the same race, and she's going to get it right one of these days. And who says she's not going to go on with it thereafter? But yeah, she's just proving very, very costly. She's met the right field to feature. Bella Boop Boop, Clyde, I'm a bit of a sucker when I see the tongue tie getting fitted for the first time. If it squeezes some improvements out of her, she could be thereabouts. Her best races have been in handicaps. And if you go to that run behind Paris Fun, she actually holds Cyber Spirit and is better off at the weights. So let's see how she goes. My sneak in the pack is number 7, Amber Eyes. On paper, she's certainly not going to excite you. But she's carrying 53. And if you go back to that run behind Matiazo, she actually holds Bella Boop Boop. So I think in this sort of lineup, she can feature, and I'm certainly shouting her home for the first leg of the Pick 6. Okay. I've only gotten 4 numbers here, Clyde, because the perm is quite costly. I'd love to have gone field because it is that type of a race.
Okay. Well, Amber Eyes is 33 to 1, just so that you know. That Pick 6 costs 1664 for a full unit. Welcome back, everybody, to our preview of the Vaal race meeting. We are racing out on the stand side track on this Tuesday, and of course we look forward to a good meeting. Let's talk about the next race on the card. That's a maiden handicap, and it's over 2,000 meters. And in this particular event, I can tell you that Louis and Schlappo is riding Ember King, and he's been riding particularly well. He's got in this season, he's the jockey of the season. He's got a 33% win strike rate, and he's the 15 to 10 favourite for Tony Peter on Ember King. 2 Heroic Act, 16 to 10 second choice. 1 Inclusion is 7 to 2, and 6 Secret Warrior 7 to 1. Sure, he's ridden some decent babies, Louis, hasn't he?
I grew up with him, Clyde.
Did you? Your friend, eh?
Esther.
At your house every day or what?
I was at his house, Clyde. It's really great to see him given a few chances lately. I mean, he grew up on a the back of a horse, Clyde.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
you know, you just need an opportunity in life. And as a lightweight rider at 52, I mean, he certainly deserves opportunities.
This will still stay, will he?
I
Ember
don't
King,
know.
or not?
That's my concern. Is he's bar act of war, and there's no stamina on the dam side. He's actually related to Catavar. Now, Catavar is by vaal, a sprinting sire, but he only went 1200. Let's see how he goes, Clyde. What I do want to point out is this horse number 3, Cuzzy, has actually run in 2 races alongside him and finished not far behind him on either of those occasions. And his form doesn't quite
Moderate.
inspire me.
Moderate.
I'm not really excited. And have a look at Cuzzy's penultimate start behind Santiago's Pride. You've got a horse like Heroic Act who beat him quite convincingly. Now, Heroic Act's third run back behind Golden Grace was in a maiden handicap. Wasn't disgraced on that occasion. He has to form part of your play. Number 1 inclusion, he's been off the track for just on 4.5 months, but Mr. Zaki's put him straight into a 2,000 meter race, Clyde. He's set to carry 61, so this is a tough task, but he's very, very lightly raced. Possibly got a lot of scope for improvement, although he is a 4-year-old. Clyde, have a look at number 6. This horse has buried us in the past. Secret Warrior. Now, there isn't any stamina on his sire side or his dam side, but Mr. Corey Lansley, whose stable is absolutely flying at the moment, has done a few equipment changes. The blinkers come off, the tongue tie goes on. It's not a strong field, Clyde. I'd kick myself if I went out my jackpots and my pick sixes with this horse, because I've been for him in the past. He is included today once again.
Okay, well, there we go. 1, 2, 5, 6. There are a few in here. Well, it depends whether Ember King can stay or not. That's really the question mark. That's the jackpot. 2 and 6 in the second leg, 4 and 8 in the third leg, and 2 and 3 in the last leg. It's an affordable $32. Next race on the card. This particular event, race 5, is a handicap at the 76, and they're going over 2,000 meters. The Monday morning market has got them like this. Favorite 2, give me a choice, at 22 to 10. Second one, number 6, Storm Ahead, who's priced up at 33 to 10. Number 1, Banner Bridge, is priced up 9 to 2. And the 4, Trident King, is in at 5 to 1, 7 to 1 and better about the balance. Question here is whether or not Give Me a Choice will go the extra. You would imagine that he would. He's out of a lecture mare. But being by a Give Me a Green Light, I would have thought maybe 2,000, not really a problem. Otherwise, Storm Ahead, who we know stays, has got to be a factor.
Sure, Clyde. You're questioning the 2,000, but if one watches his latest starts, he only got going at the 200. And he's a ton of weight better off with Guy Alexander. So I'm not even going to put them in the same sentence, with all due respect to the owners or whatever. So I'm convinced he's going to reverse the form with Guy Alexander. Then you watch that race carefully, and the manner in which he was finishing, you have to believe, or he's going to reverse the form with Guy Alexander and confirm the form with Trident King.
Yeah.
I mean, he was doing low flying. Now he's having
He was a bit stiff,
run.
wasn't he? I mean, he never really got the best of passages, huh?
Yeah, I don't know, Clyde. Yeah. But I do want to say Joe Sommer hasn't had many runs recently, and the stable's on song. His last 2 runners, albeit a work rider, were winners. Greenlight Racer and Hollywood Madam. And so he struck some form. He has a horse that looks like he's nearing peak racing fitness. The tongue tie gets fitted for the first time. So yes, I think actually going to prove hard to beat. If Clyde, Storm Ahead wasn't in the race, I'd make him a 5-star bet. But Storm Ahead, latest victory, impressed me. You know, a few weeks back, we were in KZN and Simanga said he's flying up for this horse, expected him to win. And since then, he's gone about it the right way. The blinkers have got the best out of him. I'm of the opinion he should have got the maximum penalty for his last win, because he bolted up, Clyde. He got 3 kilograms. He should have got 4 in my mind. So he comes into this, I believe, fairly well treated. Last time out, he had the race sewn up 400 meters from home. So I've looked at this race. It's going to be interesting. Are they going to give me a choice, a chance from that tricky draw? If they do, he may turn into the straight behind Storm Ahead, and he has to give him 2 kg. So he's going to have to pick it up in the straight, because Storm Ahead, once he gets going and into that momentum, he keeps on going. Joe Soma will know what he's working with, because Dual Prophecy gave Storm Ahead 3 kgs and a beating. So yes, Clyde, I'm not looking past these top 2 in the betting. I actually think they'll dominate this and they'll pull clear of the balance of the field. 2 and 6, very, very bullish when it comes to the perms here.
Okay, look forward to watching this race. There's a second jackpot opportunity that's on screen. A novice handicap's only one-time winners competing here, and it's over 1,200 meters. Runs at 3:30, and the market has got them priced up as follows. Xenophon, number 8 on the card, is favourite at 15-10. Number 6, 8 Hats, is priced up 9-2, 11-2 about number 4, Bourbon Reserve. Number 2, Pennsylvania, is at 6-1, 7-1 about 3, Hong Kong. And 1, Boozum Buddy, is priced up at 12s, and it's 12-1 and better about the balance. So you made Xenophon hard to beat last time when it won its maiden, and won very impressively. You can follow through in this handicap?
Definitely, because of his rating, Clyde. He's a 75, and he's a very lightly raced 4-year-old. He's only going to get better. You have to be impressed with his last one. He got a slight bump around the bend, but thereafter he got into a good position, and Striker just played the waiting game. I must be frank, the runner probably came up for air. She was off the track for quite some time, returning from a long layoff. So she probably tired in the latter stages, which made his victory look a little bit better than made his finish look better than what it was. But yes, he's only going to get better with racing. And one has to think now that the penny's dropped, he's going to go on with it. Need to touch on the time of that win when he won his maiden. There were 2 races run around the bend of the same course and distance, and the other one on the day was the filly Blushing Bloom. Now Blushing Bloom carried 3 kgs less than him on that occasion, and he would have beaten her, Xenophon would have beaten her by 4 odd lengths. So the time was actually quite decent, because Blushing Bloom came out and ran second to Rifle Queen, the unbeaten Rifle Queen. So I like Xenophon, but it's very interesting that this horse Bourbon Reserve was in for the weekend. And Mr. Terry, he scratched him urticaria, probably with this race in mind. Let's see if he holds his ground over here, because Mr. Terry's always rated the Son of Water Winter, Clyde, but he obviously comes with his issues. He's very, very lightly raced. But what I find very interesting is he's had a tendency to hang. And this is his first start with the blinkers upper straight. His last start, his second run after rest, was around the bend. Now he's having his peak run. The blinkers go up or on, and he's back up the straight. Have a look at his rating. Continues to slide down. So I think he's going to be stable's companion's biggest danger. Take note of any equipment changes come race time. Number 5, Red Penny. I'm really dying to see this horse fitted with a tongue tie. If you want to go wider than the 2 I've tipped, you have to look at Pennsylvania, who trotted up over the course and distance when winning his maiden. You have to look at Hong Kong, because she's had a tendency to over race over distances further. See, Tony's brought a back in trip and the blinkers go on. So yeah, it does get tricky thereafter, but Xenophon's an improver, and I'd like to say that Bourbon Reserve could be a different proposition with the blinkers for the first time.
So Daryl going with the Sean Terry stable here. Both of the Sean Terry horses, and 4 and 8 in this race of this double, and 2 and 3 in the next. Race number 7. Let's take a look at this handicap. It is a 70, MR70, and it's over 1,200 meters. It's up the straight, remember. And let me have a look at the Betway market on Monday morning for you, give an idea. Palace Prince is top of the boards. It's Serena Moodley who gets the ride for St. John Gray at 2-1. 2 Time Will Tell, 4-1. Number 1, Beamanesque, is at 5-1. And number 6, Jet Cat, is at 11-2. 7-1, number 8, Stroke of Mercy, and it's 10-1 and better about the balance. Tell us a bit about this horse, Palace Prince. I mean, he's only had a few starts to date, and what you make of him. As he's come down a point on the rating, might make a little bit of a difference here.
What I do want to say is, Claude, today, we're doing this preview on Monday. Today, in race 1, Olive Oil's running at Fairview.
Yes.
She's got 1 hour. Palace Prince has got 1 hour.
Okay.
So let's see. Maybe he's taking the 1 hour double.
Yeah.
Yeah, have a look at who he debuted behind over this very same course and distance. He ran behind Got the Feeling. Now, Got the Feeling subsequently come out and won again. But take note, Clyde, who else was in that race? His market rival over here. And that's Time Will Tell. And Time Will Tell is probably having his 7th or 8th run on that occasion. So they finished alongside, and it was Palace Prince's debut, and he's a kilogram better off. So on paper, we have to be leaning towards Palace Prince. I prefer him up the straights. His best form is up the straights. Last time out, I think Gavin knew his race was done and dusted after 100 meters. He was in trouble in the running of the race. He wasn't disgraced. His penultimate start, also around the bend, he came under pressure a long way from home. So I'm really keen to see him at the Vaal straight once again. I think his best form is up the straight. So I'm going into the race fairly confident, but he does have 1 hour, Cloud, and I don't know, does that put you off somewhat?
Yes, you've put me off now completely. Yes.
This was Time Will Tell. I'm not a fan of his form line, and I played to beat his form line earlier on in the day, Clyde, but I just had a look at this field. And barring Palace Prince, I think he is the favourite's biggest danger. Have a look. Last time out, Clyde, you need to watch that race. This was under pressure a long way from home. He kept on finding, and he kept on findings. I'm convinced he's going to be better over the 1200. So I'm going to sit here and say Palace Prince needs to fluff his lines for Time Will Tell to pick up the pieces. But I really like the look of it, despite you not being convinced anymore, Clyde. And I love Serena Moodley's riding up here on the half.
Yeah, he's doing very well.
He's gonna get all the assistance from the saddle. So
Do you think Beamanesque will need the run?
Yeah, I'm not happy with Beamanesque.
He's come right down in the ratings. I mean, I was impressed when he won, but I mean, he hasn't really shown again.
Something's wrong there. Maybe that they've sorted him out. 5 minutes off the track. I don't know, Clyde.
All right. Palace
Just
Prince.
give the viewers some confidence. Come on.
Okay, 1 eye. One-eyed Palace Prince. We're hoping we'll shut it home to win the 7.